Miami looks like paradise from above. Palm trees, endless water, luxury towers, beaches stretching into the horizon. But beneath that perfect image is a story most people never hear. Because Miami wasn't always the glamorous city you see today. In fact, just over a century ago, much of what we now call Miami was barely developed. And one of the strangest parts of its history is this. Miami wasn't even supposed to become a major American city. The area was originally home to the Tequesta people, who lived around the Miami River in Biscayne Bay long before modern Miami existed. The Miami River itself became one of the foundations of the city's development, connecting the interior of South Florida with Biscayne Bay and the Atlantic. But then, a woman named Julia Tuttle entered the story. Tuttle was a wealthy landowner who believed something that many people considered almost ridiculous at the time. She believed Miami could become a great city. There was just one problem. It needed a railroad. Tuttle worked to convince Henry Flagler, the powerful businessman behind the Florida East Coast Railway, to extend his railroad south toward Miami. Eventually, he did. And in 1896, Miami officially became a city. It was tiny, but its future was enormous. The transformation happened so quickly that Miami eventually earned a nickname that still sounds almost unbelievable today: the Magic City. But Miami's first great boom also created one of its biggest disasters. During the 1920s, people flooded into South Florida hoping to make money from real estate. Land prices exploded. People bought property simply because they believed someone else would pay even more for it later. Sound familiar? It was one of America's great real estate bubbles. Then came 1926. A massive hurricane slammed into South Florida. Miami was devastated. Buildings were destroyed. Infrastructure was damaged. Thousands of people were left homeless, and the real estate boom collapsed. For a city that had grown so quickly, it could have been the end. But Miami did something it would repeat many times throughout its history. It rebuilt. And here's another fact that sounds almost too strange to be true. One of Miami's famous swimming pools was once a rock quarry. The Venetian Pool in Coral Gables was created from an abandoned coral rock quarry and transformed into a huge swimming complex inspired by Mediterranean architecture. It has bridges, caves, waterfalls, and even a history of being filled with millions of gallons of water. But if you think that's strange, look toward Biscayne Bay. For decades, Miami had houses sitting directly on the water, supported by stilts. This place became known as Stiltsville. The structures looked almost like floating houses in the middle of the bay. Some survived hurricanes and years of harsh weather, becoming one of the most unusual symbols of Miami's relationship with the ocean. But perhaps the biggest force that shaped modern Miami wasn't real estate. It was people. Throughout the 20th century, immigrants from Cuba, Latin America, the Caribbean, and other parts of the world transformed the city. Miami became something different from many other American cities. Spanish became a major part of everyday life. Latin American and Caribbean culture became deeply woven into the city's identity. And Miami developed a reputation as a gateway between the United States, Latin America, and the Caribbean. Even the city's famous area code became part of its identity. 305 stopped being just a telephone number. It became a symbol, a way of saying, "This is Miami." And that's what makes this city so fascinating. Miami isn't just a city of beaches and skyscrapers. It's a city built from contradictions. Ancient history, futuristic towers, hurricanes and luxury resorts, real estate fortunes and spectacular crashes, American ambition and Latin American culture. A city that nearly didn't exist, that nearly collapsed, and somehow became one of the most recognizable cities on Earth. So the next time you see Miami from above, remember, you're not just looking at a beautiful city. You're looking at the result of more than a century of risk, ambition, disaster, immigration, and reinvention. Miami didn't become the magic city because everything went perfectly. It became the magic city because every time something tried to bring it down, Miami rebuilt itself.